Well, it's about 3 a.m. and my stomach is tore up. I don't know if I ate something bad or if I just ate too late, but this is not an ideal start to a 22-hour journey on a bus. So I got some rest, and then I woke up at 6, rolled over to my left side, and it happened. I immediately had to throw up. What a way to start this adventure. Woo! Well, now that my morning episode is over and I feel a lot better, it's time to get over to the bus station and head off to Cusco.
Do you just feel like there is no just left to see? Do you just wanna to rewriting down your script? It's all for sure, you didn't know. I wonder what it meant to be.
So I'm at the bus station, got my COVID test, came back negative. Thankfully, I was slightly a little bit more worried since I was violently throwing up this morning. The only place I'm comfortable is the toilet. And the bus ride starts here in about an hour. Now, what's crazy about this whole adventure is it's 22 hours on the bus, or you could take like an hour or an hour and a half plane ride. And the plane ride only costs 50 soles more, which is like 20 bucks-ish. 20 bucks more to fly there. But there are a few reasons I'm taking the bus. One is because it's going to be a ridiculous adventure where I get to see so much more of the country itself. Two is to contrast the experiences of the bus and the plane. I don't know how I'm going to leave there, but I know what a flight is like, so I can easily compare the 22-hour bus ride to see if it's worth it. The altitude sickness, getting adjusted, this is part of the reason, but I mean, honestly, not that much of the reason. It's an 11,000 feet altitude change, which is definitely the most I've ever done when moving somewhere. So we'll see what this bus ride is about.
Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks that were spreading.
So this bus is nice. Got my own divider from even just the seat right next to me. Window, so I got a light on my face and a complimentary lunch or something, I'm not sure. But I asked if there was meat and they said no. Ham sandwich, juice, and a water. I will tell you, for starters, this seat is way more comfortable than any plane seat I've ever sat in. And we're out. Bye, Lima.
Hacemos de su conocimiento que durante el mismo estaremos realizando escalas de algunos minutos para el respectivo relevo de pilotos, revisión de la máquina.
Te poesías, cuentos, mi amor, yeah. El amor es tan corto, olvidarte, no.
Next stop, I'm honestly not sure.
Oh, yeah. Los dos amamos de más, enamorado de tu mirar y tú de otra.
Woke up from a slight nap, and this seat is so comfy. When I ride buses in other countries, it just reminds me, why does Greyhound suck so much? I don't understand. Okay, so we are only 4 hours into this journey. I thought we were much further, but we're about to have our first stop in Eco. I still don't know if I can get off the bus to eat or if it's just like a quick stop. I guess we'll find out soon. Well, people are getting up, so I'm taking that as a sign as we can get off. So you only get 2 minutes at the first stop. It's just to get people off at Ica and then hop onto the next stop, which I also don't know what it is. So let's get back on the bus. Well, it's time to cash it in and get some rest. And honestly, this is where sleeping on the ground all the time comes in handy, because this little chair setup is actually super comfortable. Good night. This windy road is a lot. I took a second motion sick pill, but I keep waking up and I'm definitely just fighting back throwing up. Well, this is rough, but I feel much better. It's the first time I've gotten motion sick like this in a long time. I can only imagine that last night or whatever I ate yesterday is adding to this. In the back of a bus on my way to Cusco from Lima, Peru. Vomiting, projectile vomiting into this toilet. What is life? How do I flush? I'm not saying you'll end up like this, but the plane ride is looking pretty cushy right now. Good morning. That was definitely the worst night of travel I've ever had. That was hell. I only got video of the first time I was puking in the toilet, but I went back for about 10 rounds last night. Made for a long night. I couldn't get the courage to bring the camera down when I was continuing to throw up. I've been on this idea of dancing with life a bunch, but last night was straight war. There was no dance happening. I was going to war with myself and I was struggling, I'm not gonna lie. The ride up here, you definitely have to motion. So if you get motion sick, pop a Dramamine and you'll be okay. But if you don't get motion sick, the drive would be great. The seats are comfortable, the temperature is good, the bathrooms are fairly clean, and the views in the morning with the sunrise and the sunset are unreal. You're in the Andes Mountains, it's gorgeous. I don't want my nightmare of a travel, probably the worst travel I've ever had to represent this drive because it's gorgeous. I just happen to be in a terrible state for it. But now it's the morning, we're making our last stop in Abancay. Yeah, Abancay. And we're about 4 hours out from Cusco. So hopefully this morning goes a little bit better than last night. Last night, the nice lady, the bus attendant, kind of like a flight attendant, but for a bus, gave me 3 bags, 2 of which to throw up in, and one of which has like this just wet napkin. You see it? Yeah, just like a wet napkin, and I don't know what it is, but she told me to just smell it when I want to throw up. Well, when I feel like throwing up, but I don't want to throw up. Don't know what it is. But sometimes you just say T, yes, and do it. When you're traveling the world, sometimes people will try to help you. You don't know what they're giving you, but if you're in dire state, you take it. I'm gonna go back downstairs because the movement of the bus is already getting to me. Why my body gotta be so soft? So we've been parked for about 30 minutes in traffic. Looks like there's some construction and I don't know when we're gonna get out of this. But look at the traffic. It goes as far as you can see. We made it about a solid 15 minutes driving and we're stopped again. This 22-hour trek turned 26. But the bus is pretty empty. Just me and my Tennessee friends up here.
Rise from the ashes with pins and patches.
We're pulling into Cusco, and I couldn't be happier. I'm glad to be here. Pues gracias por todo. I'm in a taxi on my way over. I just thought I'd call you. Y hasta luego, amigo. Estoy muy emocionado, te veo. Era horrible. Hola.
Hola.
Gracias.
De nada.
Home. Yeah, that feels good. So good. I hope you enjoyed my nightmare of a trip. See you next time. Peace. Although for me, this has probably been the worst trip I've ever been on because of getting sick. I would recommend doing it this way. If you have the time and you want to see the countryside and a super unique view of the Andes Mountains as you drive through it, I'd say it's worth it. But a few tips: if you get motion sick, make sure you take Dramamine or the pills that you need for motion sickness. You can get them at any pharmacy in Lima. Other tip, if you get motion sick, is book a seat on the first floor, not the top floor, because it moves so much more up here. But if you have the Dramamine, you'd probably be okay on the top floor. If you don't get motion sick and you ain't worried about none of that, the best seat is right in the front on the top floor, because you get a huge bay view from this window all the way across the front and you can see everything. It's the best seat on the bus.